Welcome to SasquatchTheLegend.com. My name is Tom Seawood, and I'm the manager for this store since the end of April 2024. So we're located here in Forks, Washington, on the Olympic Peninsula, in a Sasquatch hotspot. So the owners, Ken and Lori Hamilton, did a research and saw that this would be a favorable spot to put a Sasquatch store and museum. And we are the largest Sasquatch store and museum in all of North America. And it's an honor to work here and to welcome you into this store. And if you can't make it and you're watching this, then go to SasquatchTheLegend.com on the internet. We have a vast online store. But when you do come here, you're going to see Biggie. He's our big mannequin of a Sasquatch, giving you an idea of just how big they are. And when you come here, one of the most unique things about SasquatchTheLegend.com is me being the manager working 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. I'm considered one of the leading specialists on Sasquatch in North America. I used to live in the bush and work there in coastal British Columbia for a lifetime. I was a commercial fisherman for over 45 years, bringing me all through the British Columbia coast. And I was also an eco-tourist operator. I would watch logging camps during the wintertime by myself. And I just basically lived and explored through the bushes. And from time to time, I would smell something, I would hear something. And every now and then, I actually saw Biggie, big, hair-covered bipedal creatures known in my language of the Kwakwaka'wakw tribe from northern Vancouver Island as Chunahua. But to many others, known as Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Momo, Grassman, and the list goes on. So enjoy our store. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have about Sasquatch. You'll notice we have a picnic table with puzzles on it of forks. It's something for our guests to come and sit down, enjoy the store, put the puzzle together, but also to sit down with me and chatter like Sasquatches as I share with you everything I know about Sasquatches, my cultural beliefs, the perspectives, understanding, and most of all, my encounters. So enjoy SasquatchTheLegend.com, and we look forward to you coming to Forks, Washington, and I'll be here to greet you as well as our workers that are all members of the Sasquatch The Legend team. Yelakasla, greetings. Tom Seawood. I'm wearing my traditional Kwakwaka'wakw attire with the crest of Chunahua, the Kwakwala way of saying Sasquatch. She's referred to as the wild woman of the woods to our tribe. She's our highest ranked crest that when you go to a potlatch ceremony, which is hosted by a chief of a family and clan, and he'll work with his family for sometimes 2 or more years to accumulate wealth and prepare foods and different things, make regalia, masks, and the regalia that goes with the crest of a mask. And when you go to the potlatch, there's certain steps that take place. The morning ceremony, then you have to feed the guests, and then the cedar bark ceremony and so forth. But going to the potlatch, you will, with every chief and his family, witness their ancestors' encounter with a Sasquatch, a Chunahua. And you'll see a beautiful wood-carved mask and puckered up lips and sleepy eyes. And you'll see maybe a basket on their back or a sack or a baby one with them. Every family has a different story. So when you come to SasquatchTheLegend.com, not only will I be here to share you my cultural beliefs and perspectives and understanding and my personal encounters with Sasquatch, but you're going to see my Kwakwaka'wakw native art from northern Vancouver Island, where my tribe's from, of the Chunahua male and female designs that I've created over the last 4 or 5 years that we put on t-shirts, mugs, tumblers, shower curtains, bath mats even, ornaments, lanyards, and of course all of the other Sasquatch merchandise that we have within the store. But if you can't come here, as I said, go to SasquatchTheLegend.com. Everything's on our online website for you to purchase things that in the morning we'll mail out to you. But when you come to the Pacific Northwest, in Seattle, you'll see the Chunahua welcoming pole in Occidental Square from my tribe. You'll go to the Seattle Art Museum and you'll see Chunahua Sasquatch masks and other depictions of different crests of our tribe. And of course, when you take a ferry across the Salish Sea or the Juan de Fuca Strait from Port Angeles to Victoria, you'll enter an island that you'll see many depictions, mainly Kwakwaka'wakw, welcoming poles, memorial poles, masks in the galleries and museums, and the list goes on, of Ch'unachwa, the highest ranked crest of my Kwakwaka'wakw tribe. And here at Forks, Washington, we have all my designs for you to come and enjoy looking at and to purchase. To get a better understanding of why I manage SasquatchLegend.com, 4 years ago when Ken and Lori were starting the store, they asked me if I would do a design or two for t-shirts of my native art, which I did, but it would start a friendship that would carry on, where they phoned us a couple years ago and said, hey, can you do murals on the side of the store? And Peggy and I came here and we created the murals on the outside, and I made a few more designs. And then in April of 2024, I found out that due to age and a broken down body from 45 plus years of commercial fishing, I had to retire from commercial fishing. Well, it was fitting because a couple days after retiring, Ken and Lori asked me to bring something out to Forks, Washington for them, which I did. And I asked, why don't I work in the store for a paycheck or two while I'm out there? And they said, sure. 3 weeks later, I phoned Peggy and said, what do you think about me living in Forks for the next 5 years until I'm Canadian retirement age and get my pension? She said, go right ahead, as she always does, and supports me. So I came here and I've been managing the store ever since. But the main thing about me managing this is I have a vast understanding and experiences with Sasquatch. Number one, being a Kwakwaka'wakw First Nation and being tied to the Sasquatch with our culture and heritage. Then the decades that I was out in the coast of British Columbia commercial fishing. I would go to those villages that most people will never get to, only accessible by float plane or ferry or other boat. And I would ask, what do you know about Sasquatch? And I would hear stories from other native tribes about Gogich and the Haida culture, their Sasquatch. Books from the central coast of British Columbia, Hawakwas from southern Vancouver Island, and the list goes on. And I would also hear from other fishermen and locals out there, homesteaders, about their encounters with Sasquatch. So Sasquatch Island, which you see that I wear, I operate that, a Facebook group, a YouTube channel, I'm even on TikTok, and we have a website, SasquatchIsland.com, where we advertise the conferences that we will attend, where Peggy and I go on stage and we're well-known speakers, where she performs my tribal regalia of mask and fur regalia as I explain about the Ch'unachwa, the Sasquatch, or the Bakwus, the little people, which is something that my tribe talks about and others. And we also do film production. Been invited to be on different television documentaries. I've even starred on the movie Bigfoot Girl, which you can find, I believe, on... and I'm invited constantly to be on podcasts and videocasts. A lot of people know me from Sasquatch Chronicles, where 5 years ago I went on there and Wes Germer introduced me to podcasting, and it erupted where I was being invited to all these other podcasts, videocasts, and conferences. So if you're interested in Sasquatch Island, what we do, just go to the website, SasquatchIsland.com, Facebook, follow our group as well. But best of all, come here to Forks, Washington. And you and I can talk in the store. We can even after work go have something to eat. Maybe you want to take an expedition with me and we'll go out and see if we can get that close encounter of the hairy kind. But know that SasquatchTheLegend.com, the store, we are very unique because we're the only store in North America that has someone that's lived in bush for decades, had numerous encounters with Sasquatch, and has a understanding and understands the perspectives from different native tribes, mine and not just mine, but also living in that bush and being so close to them, smelling them, hearing them, seeing them. That's what makes SasquatchLegend.com so unique. Tom Seawood from Sasquatch Island, working here being its manager. Gelakasla, greetings. Tom Seawood here at SasquatchLegend.com in Forks, Washington. I'm doing some filming today, and I just thought it'd be fitting to share with you my native tunic with my tribe's highest ranked crest, the Chonach, on the front, standing here in front of Biggie in the store. And on the back, you'll see the side profile, native design of the Paddy frame 352 that Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin filmed in 1967 when they captured Paddy in Bluff Creek, California. But I just thought I'd share this with you, and if you ever do come out to Forks and you want to do an expedition with me, I'll be happy to take you out into the Olympic Peninsula, the rainforest, down to the beaches, the rivers, and hopefully we'll have a close encounter of the hairy kind. And of course, with all of our guests that come, we'll share with you my family's crests of Chonach and other regalia that I have as well. So if you're interested, SasquatchIsland.com. That's my website. You'll go to the expeditions page and other pages, and please enjoy the website. And don't forget SasquatchTheLegend.com. If you want to buy merchandise online at our online store, and you'll see a lot of my native designs of Chonach on the t-shirts and other merchandise that we sell. SasquatchLegend.com. But this is Sasquatch Island saying halakilasla. Go in peace. Thank you very much. I've been a hunter all of my life. You know, as far back as I remember, I had 22s and BB guns, pellet guns, and then I would, build myself up when I got older to using 30-30s, which was my preferred rifle at the time. But I would go out hunting, and I would be taught by my indigenous elders on how to be a hunter. And as I got older, I would hone my skills even more, so that a guy who had a guide outfitting operation hired me, and I moved onto his yacht in September, and he brought me out into my traditional territories, and I would be an assistant hunting guide. And after a few short months with my skills and knowledge, I would become the head hunting guide for the operation. And we would go take clients to go out from around the world, mostly from North America, a lot of them Safari Club International members, and they would book with booking agents to come with us on that yacht, and we would go to a head of an inlet where we had trucks brought in by barges, and with pickup truck I would bring them to logging roads like the one I'm on right now that would go for hundreds of miles. But the logging camps were shut down, and there was no other humans out there for who knows how long. And I would bring them out for their black-tailed deer, their wolves, cougar, black bear, and also grizzly bear. That's what we specialized in. And I became this grizzly bear hunting guide, and those years of my life were amazing. But I honed that skill on how to track, how to use my nose, how to use the windage, everything to my advantage to get my clients close to that animal they wanted to harvest. And then a few times we would see branches bouncing, we would get that bad odor, we would see the big tracks, we would hear something moving through the bush that sounded bipedal. And we knew that with our hunting skills and being stealthy and using windage to our advantage, we'd possibly spooked or got close to Sasquatches. So now that I'm no longer a hunting guide, 59 years old, soon to be 60 in early 2025, I do Sasquatch expeditions to bring you out and use those decades of hunting skills and knowledge and experience to hopefully get you that close encounter of the hairy kind. So we're going to share with you a couple sizzlers. The first one is called Sasquatch Island, the other tribe. It's with a team of friends and other Sasquatch enthusiasts that we've been working with for the last few years. It's still an ongoing project, but eventually it'll be completed. The second one is a documentary Peggy's working on. You're going to want to watch that one. She's been really working hard, and we've been filming a lot, and please enjoy.
There are some stories of the Tunaquah having kids on sticks.
We heard a real awful noise, and we got told to stay in.
So you can see it's walking.
It looks like a ball right now.
No, it's walking.
out there in the bush, you would hear the whoops and the screams and the roars at night.
You have to go somewhere and experience something. If you don't have that camera ready, that's when something's going to happen.
Hey, we got tracks here.
Being nosy as a kid, like we all went to see it. The prints, they were like huge.
Stuff your face because they will hit you.
Gelekasla, Danse. Welcome to Sasquatch Island. My name is Tom Seawood, and I'm going to be your host and your Indian guide as we go on a journey of discovery to find out about the indigenous peoples throughout what we have referred to as Turtle Island, otherwise known as North America. But we call it Sasquatch Island because throughout all of this great land, the native tribes have stories about a large bipedal hair-covered creature that we know in these modern times as Bigfoot or Sasquatch. To the hundreds of native tribes throughout Sasquatch Island, there are names that they have and stories and songs. And out here in the Pacific Northwest, they even have dances with masks and costumes. We're going to meet those First Nations and see their dances with the masks and the drumming and the singing. And we're going to go to places like this rainforest in central Vancouver Island. And we're going to see towering massive trees like is all around me right now. But on our journeys, we're going to go to the deserts. We're even going to go to the high Arctic and meet with those indigenous people that live up there. And we're going to hear and witness their perspectives about what people have come to know as Sasquatch or Bigfoot. But this is the first time ever that it's going to be done by indigenous people interviewing their fellow indigenous people. So we get the right names and terms, and most of all, get the right story and their perspective from their voices. So come along with us on this journey of discovery, and I guarantee you, you're going to see and witness things that most people will never get to see in their lifetime.